Assalamualaikum and good day to Dr. Shahida Zawani. Today, our group, which is Group 4, we would like to present our project case study that is domain in early education. Before I'm proceeding with the presentation, let me introduce the Group 4 member first. For the first one is Nurul Anis binti Zaman with the metric number 277159. Next is Nur Nabila binti Muhammad Hisham with a metric number 281116. And me, Nur Ilia binti Haslizan with a metric number 281268. And lastly, Nofarah Izzati binti Muhammad Fauzi with a metric number 281353. So let me proceed with our introduction first. So, this project is mainly to replace the traditional method of storing and managing data with a DBMS. A database application has been established to support the back-end services of Early Foundation School Information System, with the acronym is EFSIS. The project can be used to maintain a database of school, student, teacher, subject, and also principal. Not only that, it can be used to enter data of existing students as well as the one who enroll in the future. Furthermore, it also have a purpose to update the data on a regular basis. We have selected MySQL because it supports the standard SQL, which is Structured Query Language. We also use XAMPP, PHPMyAdmin, and NetBeans as a platform for our project. So for our problem statement, there is a problem with the traditional school management because it did not have a systematic way to store information, or it can be hard to find and update information that is related to school. There are several main issues that caused by this approach. For the first one, the report generation is done manually on papers, which is very time-consuming and prone to mistakes. Second, manual systems are difficult to locate and update with information about students and teachers due to multiple places. Third, the records of students are being duplicated for each school in the region that is lead to wastage of storage, space, and inconsistency. And lastly, there is no backup system, which means the regional officer is always at risk of losing students' and teachers' data completely or partially. Next is our objective. For the first objective is for user information. We wanted to design a system that can provide all the detailed information and its private kindergarten in a digitized method. Second, database information. We wanted to create the database for this system that can provide all the detailed information of students and teachers' records in the database. Lastly, for report generation, we wanted to create the system because we wanted it to provide us with various summary and detailed reports of stored data using various filters. So I believe that's all from my part. I'll be passing to the next presenter to continue our presentation. Thank you.
My name is Nurul Anis binti Zaman. I'm going to talk about business requirements. The first step in the EERD is to identify the entities of the system or organization that we are interested in. In our system, a student or many students who are assigned to a school are studying many subjects. These subjects are taught by a teacher. Each school is managed by a principal. The five main entities associated with the system are: first, students, subject, school, teacher, and principal. A relationship is defined as an association among several entities when one table uses a foreign key that references the primary key of another table. It has three relationships, which are one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-many, that can be applied to a relational database. Meanwhile, relational constraints are about the restrictions imposed on the database contents and operations that will ensure the correctness of data in the database. Constraints also are essential tools for anyone looking to design a database with a high level of data integrity and security. The SQL standard formally defines just 5 constraints, which are primary key, foreign key, unique, check, and not null. Here is our complete ERD. We have 5 main entities, which are schools, student, teacher, principal, and subject. In school, the primary key is school code. Then proceed to attributes, which are school name, school dress, school date, and school contact number. In student table, the primary key is student ID. In teacher table, the primary key is teacher IC. Lastly, in subject, we have subject title as primary key. Principal is subclass to teacher. We developed a DBMS for EFSIS. After identifying the main entities and the relationship among them, we create an ERD. Then, we use technologies like MySQL, XAMPP, PHP to implement the DBMS. We create 5 tables in MySQL, which are students, subject, school, teacher, and principal. Out of those 5 tables, the principal entity belongs directly to the teacher entities, whereas the remaining 4 were used to manage the relationship among the entities. Now, EFSIS can use the DBMS for storing, managing, and updating the data on a regular basis. From this system, it will help to reduce the amount of time that users spend in managing data. The backup and recovery subsystem of DBMS will be responsible for recovery from any failures. Then all the data stored in only one place of the database. So this ensures consistency and safe storage space. This will help them to get rid of the data duplication, inconsistency, and many other issues they were facing due to the use of traditional methods to achieve the goal to maximum accuracy and most efficiently. In the future, we plan to enhance the DBMS so that it can properly handle the data from early education.
Okay, thank you for Leah and Anis for the introduction. Now, my name is Nofara Izati and I will explain to you about our database and also SQL that we use in our system. Okay, so for the database, we use XAMPP and also PHP MyAdmin. Okay. Okay, so our database name project is project database underscore 2. Okay, so the entity in the our system database is guru, pelajar, sekolah, and subject. It is the same as our EERD. Not except for principal, because principal is a subclass for guru, so the detail for principal is just the same for guru. For the attribute in let's say example, Nabila, can you click on pelajar? Okay, for the attribute in our entity, it's just the same in our ERD. So we just need to copy and paste it in the database. For the value in the attribute, it will be explained by Nabila, because for the value will be added in our system. So we need to run the system first. Okay, now let's move to the SQL. So actually it's the same thing that I want to explain. So I show just one example. Can you open the student page, Nabila? Okay. Okay, the first SQL that we use is insert. Insert is for add function to the database. Meaning that if Nabila want to add that value in the system, it will go directly to our database in PHP MyAdmin. So the SQL is insert into pelajar, value, student ID, student F name. Okay, the student ID and student F name is the attribute for the database, attribute for the student entity. And the SQL is insert into pelajar. Pelajar is our entity's name. Okay, the next one is update. Okay, for the SQL update is update pelajar set attribute where, okay, so that's the attribute. Okay, where student underscore ID. Okay, for the where student underscore ID is the condition for Nabila to update the data. Means that if Nabila want to add student ID, let's say number 2, so she just need to click to number 2 and the details will pop up. So she just can update any other details. So student ID is the for primary key. Primary key for student and pelajar entity. Okay. The next one is delete. Okay, delete is also the same for update, which is we need to put the condition and the SQL is delete from pelajar where student underscore ID. So let's say Nabila want to delete student ID number 4. So she just need to click number 4 and click delete button. So the data will be deleted in the system and also in the database. Okay, the next SQL is for search and also to view the data. Let's say, okay, for school. Okay, so the SQL that we use is select school code, school name, I mean the attribute, and also the last one is also condition, where school underscore code. Okay, so the condition, because we create 2 school, and the school is 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. So if Nabila want to view the detail about school 1, 2, 3, so she just need to key in the school code 1, 2, 3 and click find, if I'm not mistaken. So the detail will be pop up. Okay, that's all from me. Now I will pass to Nabila to explain and show the demonstration about our system. Thank you.
Thank you, Farah, for sharing to us about the SQL. Now I will proceed with the demonstration of our project, system project. So we continue with the login page, which is our first page. Okay, for the first page of the login page, it will pop up the interface of home page that require 2 buttons here, which is staff and student. So here user can click any one of the button um, to make the choice. Okay, first, like example here, I try the staff first. So if the user want to see if the user need the staff page, so they just need to click the staff button and it will go to the position. Position is the interface of the principal teacher page. Okay, here there also have 2 button that require a difference of page. Like example here, if I choose the principal, it will go to the school page. Okay, here school page is a function of the principal. Like Farah say, if we want to search search the school list of our school, we need to make the condition. We need to use the condition where school code, where search the school code. Okay, for the school page, we already create the database in our PHP MyAdmin. Here I will show the values of the attribute of sekolah, which is so here there are 2 school code, which is 1, 2, 3 for SMK Seri dan 4, 5, 6 for the SMK Mat Lagang. Okay, now let's proceed to search the school. Example here, I try to make a search for 1, 2, 3 code. So let's see, is that the school details will be appear or not. Okay, now just click the find button. So it will appear all the details of the school of the code 1 to 3. So we can see here our phpMyAdmin with the system are matched. That means our connection is connected, the system between the system and the database. So let me try with the code of 456. Okay, to make a search for another code, we just click the reset button here that function as to clear out all the text field, all the field in the JText field. Okay, like example, I want to make another searching, which is 456, and then just click the find button. So here, for the 456 code school is a SMK Mat Lagam. So we can see our database is also for the code of 456 is connected. There there is a match. Sorry. Okay. So if you are already done with the school list, just click the exit button, which means it will exit the system of school list page. Okay, now let's proceed with the one more, which is teacher button. Okay. Okay, first we click the staff button. We already done for the principal button. Now we proceed with the teacher button. Okay, if the user click the teacher button here, it will go to the teacher page, which means in the teacher page, uh, uh, there are teacher details that require the user to fill all the blanks. Meaning that if the user want to add or if the user want to add, update, delete, it can make in here. It can make in this page. Okay, like Farah said, there is also another condition here, which is if the user want to make any update or delete, they need to click the teacher IC first, the column of the teacher IC first, and then they can make any update and delete. Okay, for the clear button function here, just same like the principal teacher page, which is if it helps the user to make easier for them to clear out all the values in the JText field. Okay, now let's try to make the function of the add button here. Now we can see in the phpMyAdmin for the guru attribute, for the guru entity, there already have the value that match in our system in the JText in the JTable. Now I make another one of values. Like example, okay. After fill all the values, the user need to click the add button here. So it will pop up the message that saying the values have been added. And we can see in the JTable here, all our detail have been filled in this JTable. To see that our database and system is connection, let's try to see the value in our phpMyAdmin. So we refresh first, and then we can see here the new values that have been updated have included in our phpMyAdmin for the guru entity. Okay, now let's proceed with the update button. Just like Farah said, for the teacher and students, we have the condition where the update and the delete function can make any changes if we click the teacher IC, the row of the teacher IC. Now, like example here, I want to delete teacher IC of 2. So we click the teacher IC as the condition, and we make a changes for the experience from 15 years to 20 years. Let's see how it goes. Okay, now After finish, make the update, we just click the button update, and it will pop up the message saying that the data have been updated. Okay, now we can see teacher IC of 2 from the 11 years, it changed to 20 years. To see it match in our PHP MyAdmin or not, let's refresh first and see the experience of teacher IC of 2 have been changes from the 15 years to 20 years. Same with the delete button. If we want to make a delete, we need to click the teacher IC. Like example, I want to delete teacher IC of 3. Then just click the button delete. So after pop up the message delete successful, all the value in the J tables have been deleted. Now, let's see in our PHP MyAdmin. And yes, of the teacher IC of 3, it have been deleted. Okay, so there is a function of the add, update, delete for the teacher detail. Now, let's proceed with another one of button here, which is subject detail. If the user click the subject detail, it will go to the subject page. Which means in this subject page, there is a display of the subject of the attribute of the subject, which is subject title, subject type, language, syllabus, and assigned teacher. Okay, for the function of display button here, it just to show all the data, all the values that have been created first in our PHP MyAdmin, which is our database. Okay, now let's try to see the subject entity first. Okay, we are already proceed with the data with the values of the entity subject, which is there is Bahasa Melayu, Sains, Mathematics, and so on. So if you want to see the match of between the PHP MyAdmin and our system, we just need to click the display button here. So all the values that have been created in database have been included in this system. Okay, for the search subject title, Farah already explained that if we want to make a search by using the find button, we need there is also another condition, which is we need to put our subject title, which is our primary key. So like example here, I want to make a search for the subject title of Bahasa Inggeris. So the user need to click the find button. So it will shows all the details of the Bahasa Inggeris. Which is what is the language and who is the assigned teacher of Bahasa Inggeris subject title. So that is the function of our school, our subject page. Now we exit for the subject page. Okay, now let's proceed with another button. We already finished with the staff, which is included the principal and teacher page. Now we proceed with the student page. If the user click the student page, it goes to the student pages, which is require the student to register all the value here. Okay, now we can see that there is no value in the J table, as also in our database also there is no value of the attribute of each of attribute. Now let's try to make a one value. First, I make a student ID as 1. Okay. Now after finish all the fill in the blanks, the user just need to click the add button here. The function is same with the teacher page, which is if the user click the add button, it will pop up the message that saying the data have been successful. So we can see all the value have been added in our JTable as well as in our PHP MyAdmin. Okay, now let's proceed with another button here. We have another condition, which is to make update and delete. We need to click the student ID. For the teacher, we just need to click the teacher IC, but for the student, we need to click the student ID as well. So click the student ID of 1 to make any changes. Like example, I want to make a change for the address from Kemaman to Penang, and then the user need to click the update button here. So the message saying the pop-up message have been pop up and saying that the data has been updated, and we can see here our address from the Penang have been changes to the from the Kemaman have been changes to Penang. So we can see in our PHP MyAdmin for the attribute of student address from the Kemaman, it has been changed to the Penang. Now let's try to delete these values. So click the student ID, just click the button of delete, and the data has been successfully deleted. To see it has matched with our PHP MyAdmin, let's refresh first and see of our pelajar entity, there is no value because we already delete in our system. Okay, so the function of clear is also same, which is to clear out all the value in the JText field. And subject details also same with the teachers, which is in this page we can display and find based on the subject title. So to finish it, just click the exit button here. So that's all for the demonstration of our system project. Thank you.